Hey, Carla Zen Queen here today, and I'm just going over some old business stuff. I want you guys to pay attention. This is really important because there's so many people that I run into daily. My hair's a mess from the wind outside. That I run into daily that want to start a business or want to create an income on the internet. But boy, oh boy, you ask them to spend $17 or $27 or $37 or $97 or, insert any amount here. And I'm one, I used to own dog grooming salons, back in, I can't remember when I opened my businesses, but I closed them down in 2009. So it's been a little over 5-6 years since I've been out of business. But one thing that smart business owners do, and I say this from experience, is retain business records. And so I actually used to carry a case around with me. I'm going to lift it up and show you, right? This is kind of a zipper case, but my organization case, and I've got business cards in here, and I've got bills in here, and I've got, subscriptions to Smithsonian, old mail. But one thing that is standing real apparent to me is that I was willing to spend money monthly to maintain my businesses. Like, look at this. This is a payment receipt for an energy bill. See this amount? $645. That's a lot. That's a lot. We were using a lot. We used a lot of electricity. We had 2 stores. I would imagine that this is for both stores or whatnot. Not only, and this is for a month. See that? Would have been maybe a couple months actually, now that I'm looking at the date. But let's be transparent though. A phone bill, right? Again, this amount, $217, right? One from the month before, maybe that was a double bill. $112. What I'm saying is it costs money to do business, period, right? If I showed you the amount of the rents that I was paying, right? I had 2 locations, but the reality is I had to pay monthly for certain things, right? Because that was my foundation. That was my base. That's where I was working from. But in return, these are all receipts. These are actually credit card receipts. Okay? This is tons of them. These are broken up daily. This is, I don't know, maybe, it looks like an envelope that I used to bring to my accountant. So this is probably 2 or 3 months worth of just credit card receipts. Now, I know that each of these was a sale. I also know, because I know statistically, and I still have this information in my head, that at the time in 2009, that our average swipe was $38.50. And that would go up yearly, right? And so in 2009, I know it was, on average, $38.50. And I'm looking at these, and these are astounding. Like this one, I'm just making sure that I'm not giving away somebody's credit card numbers here, because those are on here. $167. This is a $167 receipt. Let's see. I want you to be able to see the 167, right? This is a bill that somebody paid. They got 3 charges on here. $45.52, $89.58, $31.99, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. For their dog. I was a dog groomer, right? So I couldn't have done too much except for maybe multiple dogs that particular receipt. But what I'm saying is this is how those bills got paid, right? This minus this equaled what I put in my pocket, right? I had to invest, right, in my foundation. I had to rent space. I had to have a telephone. I had to have water and utilities, right? And so we are really blessed when we can go online and create this, right? Multiple receipts. Not paying $650 a month or $127 a month every month. Sometimes you can just pay one small fee, right? I am maintaining my foundation, my online foundation, not including my ad budget, for under $100 a month, right? My foundation costs me less than $100 a month. I think I've got it averaged out to like $89 a month. My hosting, my autoresponder, I do have some monthly tools and some monthly training, right? To do this. Does that make sense? So many people want to do the online stuff, but like I started saying, they're not willing to invest in their foundation, right? When I tell somebody $97 and I can guide you through, you know, for instance, setting up a dog grooming salon. Why, how could I help you do that? I've owned two of them. I've set two of them up myself. One I purchased, one I started from scratch. The one that I purchased was a dying business. The first year projections was I was only going to make $35,000. I had just quit a job to get into dog grooming, and I had been grooming for a year and a half, right? I quit a $22 an hour job to take $8.25 while I did my training, and then knew that I was going to have to go into business ownership, right, if I wanted to keep 100% of my money. But I still had to spend the initial money on my foundation, right, so that I could exert my skill and collect the benefits of that. I had a 5-year plan that took me out of my business completely because I knew my body, my strength, my body was not going to last the lifetime of my career, right? So I had to project 5 years out. 5 years from now, I had to have a step out plan, right? How can I build this up and then step out and still be able to make money? I trained people to do what I did. I trained people to groom. I trained people to run my business the way that I would run my business. I took newbies in. Why? Because they didn't come with bad habits. I trained them to my habits, right? Sometimes I liked those people that failed, though, that went out and tried to build their own business and failed because they understood my position, right? And it's no different than what I do online. I was paying independent contractors commissions to come in and help me make money, and in turn they got to make money. And so this is kind of what I do still, right? Pulling money out of thin air. It's just become easier and easier because I see that what I was doing before I started marketing online was very similar to what I'm doing now. It's like I know a lot of this stuff. Like here's an old ad, right? This was an ad for my salon where it's actually a $5 off. This was actually in color and it's got little pictures of dogs in it. But it tells you, right? $5 nail trimming, free toothbrushing, $5 off whole grooming service if you're a new customer. It's got my logo. It's got my contact. It doesn't have my website, right? But very catchy at the time. This was printed in a local magazine or something. And again, advertising fees. It doesn't matter whether you're getting into an online business. You cannot expect to spend $37 and your life is going to change overnight, right? That's the training or the product. There's still a process that you have to go through, and some of that is going to be a monthly fee because you need the tool or you need the training or whatever. You need the advertising. You cannot not advertise your business, or you're going to be spending hours upon hours on Facebook or Pinterest or wherever. You've got to be. This is a monthly bill for Yellow Pages. This was $124.80. I had a 3-line bolded ad in the Yellow Pages. But I'm telling you this, the Yellow Pages days are gone. Google is the Yellow Pages of 2015 for sure. And the future. YouTube, for real. if you are not advertising with the major portals where people are going, you're going to epically fail. And so what I'm saying is you need to set yourself up for success, right? Like I did. Like I said, I quit a $22 an hour job to take $8.25 an hour to learn how to groom, because I knew that my future held an average ticket of $38.50, and it would take me an hour and 15 minutes to complete the $38.50. So I was, paying myself rather well, minus my utilities. I was a workhorse though, because I only had 5 years, and then I needed to be out, right? And I needed to have myself in a position where I could step out and still maintain my income. Peace. Get with me if you are interested in starting a business, because this is my forte. I'm also looking at doing some business consulting, not necessarily just in the dog grooming realm. This is not the only business that I've ever run. I've run several successful businesses, another one of them being a hydraulic and drilling corporation that my son's father still owns to this day. But at the time when we were together, that's a whole nother ballgame, a whole nother video, a whole nother story of success. But long and short of it, I took his $25,000 a year company that he's running out of his backyard, basically, and turned that into, when I left, a $250,000 company, right, with a shop and, portal in the front, portal in the back. And we had just got a major bid that caused our income and our clientele to just leap. It was one small thing that he had missed doing in his business, and is still missing, because I'm no longer there, and I don't know that he's, I don't want to say he's not knowledgeable enough to apply that information, because actually he made fun of me when I did it, and then it turns out to be the biggest blessing ever. And so that's, like I said, a whole nother ballgame, a whole nother story. And I'm just kind of, like I say, not necessarily looking back at my past, but just looking at the power that I still hold, right? I still hold the very same power. It's just a matter of implementing your knowledge in a way that is beneficial to you. And so I'm still getting daily payments. These, are daily receipts. Multiple daily receipts. I'm still getting daily payments. I have, made at the very least $10 a day since I'm gonna go back to April 2013. So very successfully marketing online. And what I'm saying is, how are people gauging their success, right? Are you waiting for that big dollar amount? Because that's all fine and dandy. I'm looking for long-term stuff, right? So I know affiliate marketing pays me, like, it just depends on what your goals are, right? I have a whole bigger vision that includes, several little steps, but huge things that these little steps that I continue to take will alter, right? Like one feeding into the other, feeding into the other, feeding into the other. Kind of my own network, if you will, of my little successes that put money amounts into my PayPal account daily. And like I say, sometimes that's as little as $10 a day. Sometimes that's as much as $3,000. I've closed as high as $78,000 sales. Not recently. I need to make a $78,000 close. That would be really nice about now. But that's not where my focus is. That's not in my sights at this moment. But that doesn't leave me out of that game either, right? Because I'm well equipped with knowledge, ability, and my focus right now is really helping others get their businesses up and running, getting their ducks in the row, their foundations that 2 years down the road are going to be continuing to pay them as I've done over the last 2 years. I think people have thought, maybe, I don't know, that I've went here, there, here, there, and really I have, but I haven't, right? I keep my knowledge and my tools kind of in a nice little cubby, and I'm pretty open about who my mentors are. Nate, Jermaine are two major pieces in my success, because these are peers that I look up to that have walked through the internet path as I'm trying to, and at the same time I have all this business knowledge that I know that I can contribute to these communities, and I need to be speaking that out. So that's kind of what this video is about. I'm rambling now, so I'm going to cut this short piece. Get with me if you're interested in doing some consulting or finding out how you can create your own consulting business with the tools and the training that I have access to. You can have access to as well. Peace.